Good morning everyone. Welcome you again to the online classes. Today we are going to discuss our 10th chapter of your NCERT book, that is the vector algebra. Okay, so students, see, in the earlier classes we have learned what is the quantity and two type of quantities. One is the quantity who has magnitude only, and we learn few quantity which has magnitude as well as direction. So first type of quantity are called a scalar quantity, and the second type of quantity is called a vector quantity. Okay, so the definition of scalar quantity is a quantity that have magnitude only is called a scalar quantity. And what is a vector quantity? The quantity which have magnitude as well as the direction is called a vector quantity. Okay, let's give you few example of scalar quantity and vector quantity. Okay, for example, area of a field. Area of a field, suppose this is 100 square meter. So what type of quantity the area is? Obviously area is a scalar quantity because it has only magnitude. Okay, for example, volume of a object, it's also give you the measurement of the volume only, means it is a scalar quantity. Okay, for example, length of a rod, suppose it is a scalar quantity. Distance from A point to B point, this is a scalar quantity. Okay, whereas let me give you few vector quantity. For example, velocity. Velocity means the rate of change of its displacement is called the velocity. So velocity has a magnitude as well as direction. So velocity is a vector quantity. Similarly, acceleration, redirection, force, momentum, they are also a vector quantity. Okay, weight is also vector quantity because weight is act towards the center of the earth, so it has a magnitude as well it has a direction, so it is a vector quantity. Okay, so you have learned this scalar quantity and vector quantity in the previous classes. Okay, so now we'll discuss how we can represent a vector. So a vector is represented by a line. Suppose this is A point and this is B point. So a vector is represented by a line having a direction. This vector is denoted by AB, and we have to give a arrow symbol over AB. Okay, this is the notation of representation of a vector, where this point A is called a initial point, and this point B is called terminal point. Okay, so we can represent a vector by a line having a fixed direction, and the length of the line AB is called the magnitude of the vector, and it is denoted by AB mod, AB vector mod of AB vectors. Okay, now we'll discuss the next topic is what is the position vector. What is the position vector? So let us consider a three-dimensional set of rectangular axes. This is O point, This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and this is the z-axis. Let P is any point whose coordinate is x, y, z. Okay, join the initial point O to the point P. So this vector OP is called the position vector of the point P. The vector OP is called position vector, whose initial point is the origin O and the terminal point is the P, whose coordinate is x, y, z. Now, what is the magnitude of the vector OP? So the magnitude of the vector OP is the distance of P from the point O. Distance of P from the point O, that is the origin, and we know the formula. This is equal to x square plus y square plus z square. This is the magnitude of the vector. This is the magnitude of the vector. Okay, now we're going to discuss the next topic. What is the direction cosine? Okay, so let us consider a set of rectangular axes. I have already drawn the diagram. This is a set of rectangular axes with O is the origin, OX, OY, and OZ are the axis. Let the line OP make an angle alpha with the positive direction of x-axis. It's make an angle beta with the positive direction of y-axis, and it's make an angle gamma with the positive direction of z-axis. Then this alpha, beta, gamma are called direction angle. These three angles are called direction angle. Okay, now if I take cosine of each angle, means cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, means cosine of each of the direction angle, then this term are called direction ratio, and it is denoted by d dot r, direction ratio. Okay, and the cos alpha is denoted by L. L is equal to cos alpha. Cos beta is denoted by M. M is equal to cos beta, and cos gamma is denoted by N. N is equal to cos gamma. Okay, so cos alpha is equal to M, cos beta is equal to M, and cos gamma is equal to N. So M, N, N are the direction cosine of the vector OP. Okay, now let's try to represent this in another way. Let us draw a line PN perpendicular to the XY plane. Okay, and then from N draw a line perpendicular to x-axis. Let this point is M and join PM. So obviously this angle is 90 degree. This angle is equal to 90 degree. Okay, and value of PM OM, the value of OM is equal to X, and value of OP is equal to R. Now if I consider the triangle OMP, this is a right angle triangle. We are trying to find the value of cos alpha. So we know that cos alpha is the ratio of base to the hypotenuse. So here the base means this one, OM, and hypotenuse is OP. Base is equal to OM and hypotenuse is equal to OB. Put the value. That means cos alpha is equal to OM means this is equal to X, and OB means, or OP means this is equal to R, a magnitude of R. Okay, so from here if I do the cross multiplication, we have R into cos alpha means R into L, because L is equal to cos alpha. So X equal to RL. Similarly we can calculate y is equal to Rm and z is equal to Rn. Okay, so this is the relation between x, y, z. That means the position vector of the point to the directions cosine. Clear? Okay, now we are going to now discuss few special type of vectors. So first is zero vector. What is the zero vector? Zero vector means if the initial points and the terminal points of the vector are coincide, then the vector is called a zero vector. Means the initial point is A and terminal point is also A. So this vector is called a zero vector. Next is unit vector. Unit vector. What is the definition of unit vector? A vector, suppose A, is said to be unit vector if its magnitude is 1. So vector having magnitude is equal to 1 is called a unit vector. Okay, a vector having magnitude is equal to 1 is called a unit vector, and this vector is denoted by a hat. A hat. Unit vector is denoted by a hat. Next, co-initial vector. What is the co-initial vector? If the initial point of two or more vector is same, then this vector are called co-initial vector. For example, let's from these points let us consider three vector. One is OA, one is OB, and one is OC. So OA, OB and OC are three vector having the initial point O, means same initial point. So this type of three or more vector are called co-initial vectors. Okay, now next is equal vector. What is the equal vector? Equal vector means two vectors are said to be equal vector if they have same magnitude and same direction. If they have same magnitude and same direction, let us consider AB is a vector. Okay, and let's CD is another vector whose magnitude is same and direction is also same. Then in that case we can say that the vector AB is equal to the vector CD. If the direction is opposite but the vectors are same magnitude, then we can't say that the vector are equal vectors. So to be equal vector, two conditions must be satisfied. One is they have same magnitude, and second one is they have same direction. Okay, same magnitude and same direction. Now next our topic is the negative vector. What is the negative vector? So let AB is a vector. The negative vector of AB is BA. Means two equal vectors are said to be negative if their directions are opposite to each other. Okay, if AB is a vector, so its negative vector will be BA. If I draw the direction, let this is A, B point. So AB is a vector. Its negative vector will be BA. A, B, just change the directions, B to A. Okay, so negative vector and positive vectors are now discussed. Okay, so let's solve few questions from your first exercise. Then we'll go to the next one. These are very simple questions are here. So first, I'm starting from question number 2. So first question is, classify the following measure as scalar and vector. Few questions are there, and we have to identify which is the scalar quantity and which is the vector quantity. So first question is 10 kg. Obviously it has a magnitude only, so 10 kg will be a scalar quantity. Next is a 2 meter north. 2 meter north. That means it has a magnitude. It has a magnitude. Also, it has a directions. It's indicating that the direction is towards the north. So 2 meter northwise is a vector quantity. Okay. Next is 40 degree. Obviously, it is scalar quantity. It don't have any magnitude. Question number 4. 40 watt. Scalar quantity, isn't it? Okay. Try to just answer the next two questions. I'm skipping these two questions. Okay. Now, question number 3. Question number 3. Classify the following as a scalar and vector quantity. Same. First, time period, obviously a scalar quantity. Distance, a scalar quantity. Force, that will be a vector quantity because it has magnitude and direction also. Then velocity, vector quantity. Work done is a scalar quantity. It's an interesting thing. Work done is equal to a product of force into a displacement. Force and displacement both are vector quantity, but their product is a scalar quantity. Okay, so work done is a scalar quantity. Now next question. Okay, I'm skipping question number 4, going to question number 5. Okay, question number 5 is answer the following as true or false. A vector and minus a vector are collinear. So tell me whether it is true or false. A vector and minus a vector are collinear or not. Just try to think about it. Look, this is our a vector. Okay, and minus a means its direction will be just opposite to this. That is minus a. This one minus a and this one a. Now look, these two vectors are coincide with one another. So these are actually coincident. These are collinear. Means it is true statement. Next, two collinear vectors are always equal magnitude. Is it true? Two collinear vector will be always equal magnitude. May not be. Let us consider a line AB. Okay, so AB is a vector. Let us consider two another points C and D. CD is another vector. Okay, so the vector AB and the vector CD are lying on the same line, means they are collinear. But their magnitude, you can see they are different. The magnitude of AB obviously will not be equal to magnitude of CD. That means if two vectors are collinear, so their magnitude may not be equal to each other. So that means question number 2 is a false statement. Okay, now question number 3. Two vectors having same magnitudes are collinear. It is true. Two vectors having same magnitudes are collinear. May not be. Suppose there are two vectors. One vector is AB and one vector is CD. Like this. The magnitudes are equal. Magnitude of AB and magnitude of CD are equal. But they may not be collinear. So this is also false. Okay, question number 4. Two collinear vectors having the same magnitude are equal. So it will be a true statement. If two collinear vectors, they have same magnitude, so they will be equal to each other. So the last statement is true statement. Okay, so we have discussed the exercise problem of 10.1. Clear? Now we're going to discuss the next topic, that is the addition of a vectors. Okay, so let's start it. So okay, so what do you mean by addition of two vectors? Let us consider one point here, A. Okay, Now from A point we are considering a vector AB, and from B point let us consider another vector BC. So the initial and terminal points of AB are E and B, and for the second vector the initial point is B and the terminal point is C. Then sum of these two vectors will be another vector whose initial point will be A and the terminal point will be C. That means AB vector plus BC vector, that will be equal to AC vector. Okay, means suppose you are first covered this displacement. Suppose you are here, you just move from A to B points with a fixed direction, and from there you change your direction, and from B to C you move with a fixed direction. Then what is the total net displacement with respect to A? That will be the displacement from the point A to C. This displacement or this vector is called the sum of the vector AB and the vector CD. Okay, so AB plus BC is AC. This formula is called triangle's law of vector addition. This called the triangle law of vector additions. Means if any two sides of a triangle represent two vector, then the other side will be represent the resultant of these two vectors. This formula is called the vector law. This call is the triangle law of vector additions. Okay, now we'll go to the next topic. The next topic will be component of vector or the unit vectors. Okay, so let us consider a set of rectangular axes here. Okay, now take a point P whose coordinate is 1, 1, 1. Now from this point we are drawing three perpendicular line to the axis. One is from here to here. This angle is 90 degree. From here to here, this angle is 90 degree, and from here to this point, this angle is 90 degree. It's not looking like 90 degree, but it is 90 degree. Okay, so coordinate of this point, suppose this is A, this is M, this is N, and this point is Mn, and suppose this is R point. Then coordinate of the point M will be 1, 0, 0. Coordinate of R will be 0, 1, 0, and coordinate of N will be 0, 0, 1. Now this vector OM, if I consider the vector OM, so this is a vector whose magnitude is equal to 1. This is a vector whose magnitude is equal to 1. Similarly, if I consider the vector OR, so this is also a vector whose magnitude is equal to 1. This distance, that is equal to 1. And similarly, ON vector, its magnitude is equal to also 1. So these three vectors are called the unit vector along x-axis, and it is denoted by I. This is denoted by J, and this vector is denoted by K. So I, J, K are the unit vector along x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Okay, and mod of I, that will be equal to mod of J, that is equal to mod of K hat. This vector is equal to 1. Means modulus of these three vectors is equal to 1. Means they are the unit vector along the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis respectively. Okay, now we'll represent any point in vector form. What will be the vector form of any point? So for that, let us consider three rectangular axes. This is O point, X axis, Y axis and Z axis. Let us consider a point P whose coordinate is x, y, z. Let the OP vector is R. OP vector is equal to R. Okay, we have to represent it in vector form. So from here, draw a line perpendicular to the x axis. So this is suppose M. Clear? So this is M. So look, and from here draw a line perpendicular to the xy plane. This is suppose P point. This angle is 90 degree. Clear? This angle is 90 degree. Now what will be the length of OM? This is equal to x. Now if I consider it as a vector form, means if I giving the line as a direction, so OM will be x into I hat. So OM will be x into I hat. Similarly, from the point P, if I draw a line perpendicular to the y axis, suppose N, then ON will be equal to y j hat. And similarly, if I draw a line from P perpendicular to the z axis, suppose S, then PS will be equal to z k hat. Now OP will be equal to x I hat plus y j hat plus z k hat. This is the representation of any vectors x I hat plus y j hat plus j k hat, where x, y, j are the coordinate of the point. I am giving an example. Suppose 3, 2, -5 is a point on the three-dimensional coordinate axis. If I want to represent it on vector form, then R vector will be 3 I hat plus 2 j hat minus 5 k hat. 3 I hat plus 2 j hat minus 5 k hat. Similarly, try to solve this one. Try to represent this 1, -3, -7 and 0, 2, 1 in vector form. Okay, try to represent these 2 points in vector form. Clear? Okay. Okay, so okay, now okay, let's solve few problem using these formulas. Okay, and then we'll discuss the remaining part. Okay, so the first question is exercise 10.2. Compute the magnitudes of the following vectors. So I am taking the first one. A vector is equal to I plus j plus k hat. I hat plus j hat plus k hat. We have to find the magnitude of the vector A. Now magnitude of the vector A is A mod is equal to under root over of. The formula is 1 square, means the coefficient of I is 1, plus coefficient of j square, that is equal to 1 square, plus coefficient of k square, that is 1 square, which is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to root over of 3 unit. Means magnitude of the vector A is equal to root over of 3 unit. Okay, I am choosing another problem. B. B is a vector whose value is given as 2i hat minus 7 j hat minus 3 k hat. We have to find the magnitude of this vector. So magnitude of the vector is denoted by mod b, which will be equal to under root over of 2 square plus minus 7 square plus minus 3 square. Means the sum of the square of the coefficient of I, j, k respectively. Now just do the calculation. This is 4, this is 49, and this is 9. And do the calculation, you will get your answer. Okay. Okay. Now next question number 4. I will solve few questions from here. Question number 4. Question number 4 is find the value of x and y so that the two vectors given are equal. They are equal. So let us consider the first vector as a. So a is equal to given as 2i plus 3j, and the second vector is b, which is given as xi plus yj. We have to find the value of x and y for which the vector a and the vector b are equal. Now look, answers. As vector a is equal to vector b, this is given. That means we can say that put the value 2i plus 3j is equal to xi plus yj. Now look, when we call two vector equal, so two vectors are said to be equal to each other if their corresponding components are equal. Means coefficient of I in the left hand side will be equal to coefficient of I in the right hand side. Means here coefficient of I in the left hand side, okay, is equal to just corresponding part of I in the y right hand side. So we can say that 2 is equal to x. Actually 2 is not the coefficient, means component of I, not coefficient. Component of I in the left hand side is equal to component of j in the right. So 2 is equal to x and 3 is equal to y. Means x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. So value of x is 2 and value of y is equal to 3. Okay. So move to the next question. Next question is question number 6. Question number 6. So question number 6 says that find the sum of three vectors. Three vector is given. A vector is equal to I hat minus 2 j hat plus k hat. Vector B is equal to minus 2i plus 4j plus 5k, and vector C is equal to I hat minus 6 j hat minus 7 k hat. We have to find the sum of these three vectors. Okay, so find A vector plus B vector plus C vector, that will be equal to. So first write them one by one. I hat minus 2 j hat plus k hat plus minus 2i hat plus 4j hat plus 5k hat plus I hat minus 6j hat minus 7k hat. Okay, so right now write the all component of I here. So here 1, this is minus 2 plus 1 I hat. Now collect all component of j. So that will be minus 2 plus 4 minus 6 j hat plus now component of k, that is equal to 1 plus 5 minus 7 k hat, which is equal to, that is 0. So 0 into I hat plus so that will be minus 4 j hat, and this is equal to minus k hat. So this is the sum of these three vectors. This is the sum of these three vectors. Okay. Now come to the next question. The next question is we'll do question number 7. Okay, so find the unit vector in the direction of this. How to find the unit vector? So let me define what is the unit vector first. Unit vector in the direction. I told you the unit vector means the vector having the magnitude is equal to 1. So how to find a vector? Let A is the vector. I have to find the unit vector in this direction. Okay, so first we'll find out the magnitude of A, and the unit vector along the direction of A is just divide the vector A by its magnitude. So A hat is equal to A vector by magnitude of A vectors. Then this is the called unit vector of A along these directions. Okay, so the value of A is given here. Value of A is, this is question number 7. So value of A is I plus j plus 2k. We have to find the unit vector of this. How to find it? So first find the magnitude of A. So magnitude of A is equal to under root over of, this is 1 square plus 1 square plus 2 square, which is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 4, that is equal to root over of 6. So unit vector along A vector is denoted by A hat is equal to A vector by mod A. That means 1 by root 6 of I plus j hat plus 2k hat. This is the unit vector along the vector A. Hope you understood. Okay. Now let's solve one more question. Okay, this is the last question for today. I am doing the question number 9 now. Question number 9. Question number 9 is find two vectors A and B is given. We have to find the unit vector in the direction of A and B, A plus B. So A vector is given as 2i minus j plus 2k. B vector is given as minus I plus j minus k. So we have to find the unit vector along A plus B. So first find A plus B. A vector plus B vector, which is equal to 2i minus j plus 2k plus this B vector minus I plus j minus k. That means 2 minus 1 I plus minus 1 plus 1 j vector plus 2 minus 1 k hat. okay, which is equal to, this is 1I means I, this is 0j, and this is 1k. Now find the magnitude of the a plus b vector, which is equal to under root over of 1 square plus 0 square plus this is 1, so 1 square, that means root over of 2. Okay, so the unit vector along a plus b is 1 by root 2 into a plus b factor, means I plus k, I plus k. Okay, so today up to these questions we have done question number 9. So in my next class we'll complete the remaining questions from this exercise, and also we'll solve the other 2 exercise problems. We'll discuss the other part of the vectors. Okay, so thank you for today.